New York City has started a new initiative. The elementary climate action days that have been chosen are December 6th, February 7th, April 17th, and June 12th. One date is going to be for energy, the next date will be for waste, the following day health, wellness, and green space, and the last day would be for water. Depending on what we would like to do or the time that we would like to spend, we can decide on the spice. Maybe it's going to be mildly spiced or medium or spicy, very spicy. The first one is depending on the time. If you only have 1 to 2 hours for that specific day, for that action day, well, we can just spend that, or maybe 3 to 5 hours, or maybe a lot more time to dedicate to the event. Well, if you want to make it very spicy, as I mentioned before, we can invite all classes to share what they have learned about energy, or maybe we can interview a custodian to learn about what they do so that they can save energy in the classroom, or we can invite an expert of our community leader to the school as an assembly so that we can learn about energy, as well as we can write to advocate to save more energy. So it depends on what we would like to do. A medium spice project about energy could be maybe build a solar oven or read about something that has to do with saving energy. We can write to an elected official about how we can conserve more energy here in the school. Those are other options. But if we want to make it or keep it very mild, we could investigate about our neighborhood and see how we are saving energy throughout. There are many different ways that we could use for that specific day that we have, and think about it. What are some things that we would like to do to save energy? And the next day that we will focus on is the one on February 7th for waste. So these are the very spicy activities where we could have a school-wide waste reduction campaign. We can park cleanup, the one that we have around here. There are different things that we could do. We could also, for the medium spice, we could go to a museum or send some classes to the museum, or maybe bring a museum to us. We could also create posters or do recycle campaigns, or study what's going on with our recycling. For the very mild one, we could write some letters, some persuasive letters, so that we can stop so much waste. We could also continue our plastic-free lunches, and maybe we can use more effectively our shared tables or offer instead of serving the students. And we can learn more about how to recycle and what happens when we recycle. Then our next day is April 17th, Health, Wellness, and Green Spaces. For this one, we can start with very spicy, which would be do some research about the benefits of plants in our classrooms or in our schools. We could also start a school garden, and we can have some presentations about some research about what we have learned in regards to the plants and how they help us. The medium spice could be learning more about the compost and taking part of it. We could have a compost bin in the classroom. We could also advocate for a school garden, and since we do have the new compost program this year and all of the schools are taking part of it, we could participate by having a small one in our own classrooms. And for the mild, there are other options as well, that we could have more mindfulness about the green spaces. We could advocate for more green spaces in the school building or even in our classrooms. That's the next step, which was the mild, which is the easiest one. The last date that we have on the calendar is the one on June 12th. It's for the water to take action. All right, for the spicy spice level, we have maybe a neighborhood cleanup, design and create a rain garden, or maybe we can have models of the sea levels, how they have risen over the years. For the mild, for the medium, we could actually write some letters of advocacy so that we can improve the water system, daily water use calculator, or design a water filter. And for the mild, we can definitely learn more about water conservation tips. We can take care of a garden, a rain garden, write some persuasive letters to the officials. And here are some roadmaps for advocacy. So we have the one for energy. This is the one for waste. This is the one for health, wellness, and green space. And this is the one for water.